This is your typical freestyle drone. We've got a very boxy shape, wires hanging out everywhere, usually made for some flat pack carbon. And this is the X501, a futuristic looking drone with not a wire in sight. We've got custom air intakes, injected molded plastic. And the question we have to ask ourselves, with all those features, does that actually make it fly better? So that's flat out. G'day, Stu from UAVfutures here, and this is the Droner X501, a futuristic looking drone that is doing some things a little bit differently, but does that mean it's gonna fly any better? I mean, straight off the bat, you can tell this does not look like anything we have flown before. We've got some beautiful pieces of injection molded plastic around the outside, and the stats of this thing, it says like 180 kilometers per hour, 18-minute flight times. That seems kind of wild, and we're going to find out in a minute, is that just marketing? Because we're going to go out to the field, we're going to fly it around, see if we can verify some of those. And to make it even more crazy, I'm going to put it on my scales right here. How much does your drone weigh? Because this, it's coming in at around 507 grams. So a very, very chunky boy. I mean, as a comparison, my Armaton drone right here, it's like 370 grams. So a big, big difference. Does that mean it's going to fly any better? That's exactly what we're going to test. Some things I do want to mention though, as a bit of an overview before we go rip it around. Flipping underneath, you can see it is made up of 4 individual arms. It's still built on like a carbon frame or a carbon chassis. We've got some massive camera protection towards the front with some aluminium, and it is a very solid, robust drone. There's no flex in any of this. It does feel like those pieces towards the outside and how many standoffs it's got through it. It means it's going to handle some crashes pretty well. And a big one about all this plastic, it's not going to let grass and mud and water spit into your components, which has been an issue in the past. If you crash in the field and you spin your motors up, chances are you're going to be flicking a lot of like just crud into your electronics. This is going to protect it. Now, of course, it's going to overheat a little bit, which is exactly why they've put in all these air vents right here. You've got some, they're not even TPU, they're like actual rubber molded pieces towards the back with some plastic as well. I've got mine set up for ELRS. If you need to change any settings on this, however, it does have like a little USB adapter towards the top. And overall, it's a freestyle drone that is putting like crashing and possibly reliability ahead of performance. Radio out here in the field with the Droner X501, and let me say, it's a chunky boy with this battery on here. The 500 gram of the drone itself plus this 6S. We're gonna rip it around, see what it's like, and is this new shape awesome or does it just look awesome? I'm also getting smashed by mosquitoes, but let's do it, rip it around and have some fun with this on this pretty awesome day. Very little wind as well. All right, let's do it. And straight off the bat, I can feel that weight, and also it's kind of loud, which is why I wanted to come out here as well. I have done a tiny test flight and I thought, well, this one maybe not right next door to the neighbors because it's very loud. Like I'm gonna try and do a little punch out. Just, where are we? Let me do a bit of a full throttle forwards and listen to this. So yeah, very loud, but also impressive. It does sound awesome, but you're definitely gonna hear it. All right, let's focus on the flight characteristics here, cruising around. I have to say the PIDs are pretty well tuned because it's not your normal sort of standard size drone, and it does look like it's got a custom tune on here when I was looking at it inside a Betaflight. Let's go for a little bit further out right here. I'm looking at my battery voltage as well. It doesn't seem terribly efficient. It does say you can get like, oh, there we go. That is chewing the battery. And I don't think it's going to get 180 Ks like it recommends either. I think that's a bit of special marketing, maybe with a very strong headwind. Let's see if you could film this for me, Jay, when I take off. I'll go the other way past us and we'll see what the speed looks like. So that's flat out, and definitely is chewing the battery as well. And it says you can get some crazy long flight times, which I just don't believe, because look, it's a heavy quad. You can't get around that it's 500 grams in the air. So maybe if you're used to flying a freestyle drone with a GoPro or something on the top, you'd be able to do this. And I don't need a GoPro because it's got that 04 in here, the 04 Pro. Of course, that looks gorgeous. I've got mine in 4x3, but yeah, it does have a little bit of weight to it, so it's not going to be for races. In terms of like doing freestyle and stuff, it will have a bit of throw. You can tell I'm concentrating when my head starts bobbling around. Man, look how green these ponds are. Yeah, look, it's actually not a terrible drone though. I thought the weight would really affect it, and you can feel it, but it still is a ton of fun. And look, if it was up to me, I would still fly this over, say, a cine whoop or something. It's sort of way up there with my style of flying, just cruising through the trees, having some fun. It does have okay speed. It's not terrible. It's just really going to be punishing those batteries as well. And you're not going to be getting the insane flight times that it recommends. Maybe that's at like a hover or some sort of special testing that they're doing, but that's not what this is designed for. It works great out of the box. You can pick it up, rip it around, have some fun. I really like all the protection as well on here. If you're going to crash into some grass and you're going to get all like the parts spitting into your motors and a bit of grass stuck into the flight controller, I think this plastic shell is going to protect it pretty well actually. All right, I'm going to try and do a trick through the canopy. Let's see. That's the plan too. So what am I going to do? I'm going to be going through. I don't even know what I'm going to do. Can I do a backflip while I'm falling through the trees? That's what we're going to try and do here. All right. There's a bit of a hole just here. Let's see if we can drop in with the backflip. Oh, not terrible. I'll try it again. We'll get a bit closer to the ground. Olympic diving here with UAVfutures drone diving. Here we go. Gonna need it. I think the hole's about here. I would have gone straight into the tree there. Okay, okay, I'm not gonna do that. If you've got better freestyle skills than me, you're probably gonna get more out of this as well. But look, the more I fly this though, it is kind of growing on me. I think this would be a great one to show people if you want to impress them. There's something about that raw noise, but it will also upset some Karens out in the field. Looking at my battery voltage, I'm getting about 3.5, so it's probably a good time to bring it in without damaging the cells. And our flight time, even though it is heavy, we are on 4 minutes and I haven't been taking it on easy. So that's actually more impressive than I thought. Let's bring it in for some final thoughts, check those motors and see if they're hot. Let's see how good my landing is here right next to me. Do you want to feel? I didn't want to get too close because I never know which radio I've set up for like which arm switch, but let's check those motors. I'm also going to unplug it. The battery's quite warm. Telemetry lost. They're warm, but they're not insanely hot or anything like that. So, and you can see too, it actually recommends an even bigger battery. That's something I find a little bit awkward with my standard size, like 1300 size 6S. This strap is a little bit too far back by using two. They want you to use a really like an 1800 or something. So look, overall, it's not a terrible quad. The biggest limitation, it is the weight. Everything else I like about it, but it's just when you add on this much extra plastic, it's gonna make it a chunky thing when you're flying through the air, which means less top speed and also less flight times. But if you want something that's gonna really protect your components, not only from crashes, but also like spitting grass and any wet things that are on here when you're crashing into them, little sticks and leaves, I think this is gonna do a really good job of keeping that out of the middle of the craft. And yeah, it's, I actually give it a thumbs up, which is surprising. I thought that this would be a relatively mid drone, but I'd happily fly a lot more packs on this and have fun with it as well. Now, I've got to be honest here. I thought for a 500 gram drone, this wouldn't perform nearly as well as it did. I don't think you're ever going to get those 180 km/h top speeds, but the flight, I guess, efficiency of this, I was surprised more than I thought I would be. I mean, if you're trying to go full throttle, of course you're not going to get long flight times. I do not think you'd be able to get 18 minutes, maybe if you were just hovering. But overall, I don't hate it nearly as much as I used to. And would I recommend it to you to get? And I have to say, maybe. Like, if you value some, like the most high-end performance, this is not going to be for you. This feels much more consumer grade, where you might expect this next to some likes of like DJI or something in the shop there, where a pilot can get this and have a little bit more faith that if they crash their drone or get some grass on it or something happens as you're ripping it through the trees and it crashes through some branches, it's not going to rip wires out of your quad and it's going to be well protected. So I do really like that about this drone. There are a couple of things I would like to change though. Number one, I'm going to need to get some new batteries for this, because as it stands, when I'm flying this thing around on a 1300 6S, it doesn't fit nicely in the middle. Like, my battery sort of sits between these two straps, so you need to maybe get a longer battery. And number two, if you are getting the one that is plug and play, I had a few issues with that. Please go and get the ELRS one if there is that option anyway, in the links down below, because for me, I had to reflash mine because in the settings on Betaflight, it was flashed as the plug and play version. It could only use S-Bus, so I had to re-go in and flash mine with Crossfire and ELRS so it could have that and actually work with it. I think Droneer can hopefully fix that with a little update in the future when they do start selling these, but other than that, I was pleasantly surprised. It flew better than I thought it did. It was still obviously a heavier drone, and I got a different flight experience to some of my others. You're not going to be breaking any top speeds. I don't think you're going to be breaking any long flight times as well, but you are going to protect your components. And I think there is a definite market out there for people who say, look, I do crash a lot and I kind of like it. So yeah, overall, I got to say, thumbs up. It might be cool if the drone looks so good, maybe they could add some extra LEDs or something on here, because that's a big selling point about this drone. How does it look? I do like that there's no wires hanging out. Like, it's a very, very refined product and probably not something that we're used to in the hobby. Anyway,